Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here. So we just got a brand new stories from the Outlands, and it's all about Pathfinder. So we're going to watch it right now and go through it together to see if we can notice anything specific in that stories from the Outlands. And obviously this is all part of the new collection event that's coming, which is called Fight Night. So without further ado, let's jump straight into this. So right off the bat here, we see a character called Victor Maldera, I think, something like that, and they're in Malta, which is a small city in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. And this guy was a police detective that obviously put a lot of people away. You know, that's the person that was killed by Revenant, so the father of Loba, and that is Caustic, which has yet to be found by Maldera. Now he's guarding, I don't know what this is, some type of restaurant, I would imagine. And then we see good old Pathfinder, clumsy as ever, and you just see a lot of Pathfinder's personality in quotation marks come through here, which is awesome. You see a wingman here with the awesome skin from season 6. And then you have goofy old Pathfinder murdering him, or, you know, killing him by accident. Now, this part right here, I'm not sure. QW. I don't know what that stands for. And if you guys know, please do tell me in the comment section down below. I did a little bit of research, but didn't find much on that. But you see the boxing gloves right here. And, you know, all this collection event is going to be about Pathfinder and boxing. And obviously his heirloom is boxing gloves. So we see a lot of that coming through in this stories from the Outlands. And this right here, I imagine it's some type of criminal organization. Not too familiar with this, but you can see that they're definitely looking for the MARVN that we know as Pathfinder.
I want a name. I want a name too. What is it? I'm asking the questions, Korak, and you're talking whatever it takes.
And you can see that this is way before Pathfinder actually became Pathfinder, and that he had multiple jobs as a MARVN. So MARVNs were bots or simulacrum created to help people out for different tasks. So that's literally what Pathfinder was for, is to just help out people to do different jobs. But you can see that Alexander Knox, also known as Caustic, is definitely a point of interest for Detective Maldera here. And then we have Amelia, Dr. Amelia, which I would imagine created Pathfinder. So we only saw Amelia P, and you never see her whole name. Sorry, Amelia. Emily. Emily? I don't know how you... That's like a French name, so it would be Amélie.
Mob's not taking my witness. I need him. You need me? Piss off, scablet. Bam! You're coming with me. Security guards made off with...
And you notice he looked at Dr. Knox, so he obviously has something to do with Caustic in some way, shape, or form. Not quite sure. And that, I don't think that's a new gun. I'm pretty sure that's the Volt that we just saw there, so I doubt there would be a new weapon coming out with Fight Night. Maybe in Season 8, but I didn't see any new guns in the trailer so far.
They'll be honest any minute. I need what's inside you. Friendship? What?
Friendship. Pathfinder's such a great character. I don't like playing Pathfinder, but he's definitely, his personality is awesome.
There's no time for this.
Self-destruct authorization. So he has something very important that somebody needs that made it so that he needed a self-destruct authorization or something. I don't know. So Lieutenant Maldera, as we could see here in the little background check they did, dishonorably discharged, last assignment, Humbert Labs arson, date 27/23, status case closed 27/24. So that's the investigation on Dr. Knox, which is Caustic, that was presumed dead until he found information in Pathfinder about him still being alive. And we can read through this here. Tasked with the Humbert Labs investigation, Lieutenant Maldera began to display signs of obsessive compulsion. Upon closure of the case, he physically assaults the coroner for his determination that Maldera's primary suspect, Humbert Labs employee Alexander Knox, was among the casualties in the fire. Lieutenant Maldera was reassigned, and with no other suspects, the case was deemed an accident. Maldera refused his reassignment following an intoxicated altercation with his commanding officer. The Malta Police Commissioner ordered Lieutenant Maldera dishonorably discharged for conduct unbecoming an officer. So we can see here why he specifically got kicked out of the police force of Malta. You can see right here, Pathfinder is kind of that goofy MARVN that, you know, didn't turn out as planned by Dr. Amelie P. But it's cool to see the Pathfinder origin story and how he became Pathfinder, which we'll see here in a little bit. So obviously the mob, or that criminal organization, has something in cahoots with Dr. Caustic. And that's how Pathfinder got his grappling hook, which we can see there, off of one of the specters, they called them, I think. And then we see the bare-knuckle boxing champion known as Pathfinder take on this gross-looking thing. You can tell Pathfinder wasn't designed to fight like this specter was. So that, again, is the Volt that he's firing, and they clearly want to get rid of Pathfinder because he has information on Dr. Knox, which, you know, which is what that other guy wants, Lieutenant Maldera. And that was the wingman again. And I would imagine that kind of like coat that he has on, that long coat, is going to be his Fight Night skin, I would have to imagine.
The Knox files. No.
They're almost here. MARVN, we need you. Your existence is proof that the Outlands can survive. People must be told about you are our Pathfinder. We've made you for a great purpose.
So obviously Pathfinder was designed for a greater purpose, as Dr. Amity said, built as their Pathfinder in proof that the Outlands can survive, so.
Or so I thought. Thanks, friend.
Now obviously we all know Pathfinder doesn't die here because when we're playing the Apex games in Apex Legends, it is quite a bit after this Stories from the Outlands here, so this was, from what I can tell, 27-23. From what we read, or 27-24, or a few years later, and we're like 10 years beyond that. So really interesting to see. I'm excited to play the Fight Night Collection event, and I would imagine it's going to be a Pathfinder Town takeover in Olympus or World's Edge, but I think it would probably be more Olympus. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. There's no date yet for the release of the Fight Night Collection event, but I would imagine it's probably going to be more like next week, and we might get a trailer for the collection event on Thursday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Let me know what you thought about this Stories from the Outlands, about the origins of Pathfinder. If there's any information that you know from this trailer, leave it all in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.